In other news worth your attention, members of the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa have embarked on a picket at the offices of the Industrial Development Corporation in Sandton over looming retrenchments at ArcelorMittal South Africa. Now, ArcelorMittal is planning to shut its long steel business, a move that will affect, we're told, about 3,500 jobs. NUMSA wants government through the IDC to intervene and stop this process. Watching that story is SABC economics reporter Katlego, Legodi, who joins us now live from the picket. And the warning signs have always been there, at least from NUMSA, Katlego. And I suppose part of what the union is worried about is that despite those warnings, those 3,000 odd employees may very well find themselves without jobs.
Most definitely. A very good morning to you, Ayanda, and to our viewers at home. It has been a race against time, really, when you look at it, to ensure that there is job security at ArcelorMittal South Africa. Today you find NUMSA members just embarking on this picket outside the IDC. And the reason why you find us outside the Industrial Development Corporation is because the IDC is a minority shareholder there at ArcelorMittal South Africa. And we see the IDC just in the forefront in terms of ensuring that there is funding and there's a cushion then for workers that have been worried. Here we're talking about 35,000 of those workers. It goes all the way, we are told, Ayanda, to 100,000 when you look at the value chain, the steel value chain. But ArcelorMittal, even last month already, they had met with the Minister of Labour and Employment, Nomakosazana Meth, whereby they actually allayed their challenges where the company is concerned. You hear them talking about losses that they've endured over the years. And we hear as well that there have been a 35% drop in terms of the steel numbers over the years. And this has put the company under immense pressure. Here we're talking about facilities in Johannesburg or in Gauteng and facilities in the KwaZulu-Natal province. And those workers will be here today. I'm going to invite into the conversation now with us the NUMSA spokesperson, Pagamile Majola. We understand that you guys are here for two matters. The one will have to do with ArcelorMittal South Africa, but there's also the SA Steel Mills. There are challenges there, the company really under business rescue, and this has not set well with the workers. But let's start with the ArcelorMittal matter and why then we find ourselves here at the IDC. What are you hoping for? Welcome to the SABC, Pagamila.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers, and thank you so much to the SABC for being here to cover this event. It's a very important event. We are talking here about the loss of definitely more than 3,500 direct jobs. Analysts have predicted that if ArcelorMittal South Africa goes ahead with the closure of its long steel business, we're looking at least 100,000 jobs lost along the value chain. So this is really a crisis. And the reason our members are coming out here to picket is because we want to highlight this crisis. You were absolutely right in your intro when you talked about the clock is ticking. The clock is indeed ticking. On the 28th of February, which is next week Friday, ArcelorMittal South Africa has said it will make an announcement on whether or not it will finalize its plans to close the long steel business. And as things stand right now, we still have no surety and no confirmation from government on what the plan will be to mitigate against this looming disaster.
Let's talk about the impact, looking at the workers and how they've been worried coming into a new financial year, a new year in terms of 2025, so uncertain. And we know that most of them will be here demonstrating. What are the challenges that they've been allaying to you that would see them really push for this company to be saved?
So it's very, very stressful. I mean, I think you can imagine if you are getting into the year and already you're being told that your job is on the line. So our members are very, very anxious. A lot of them are very scared, very worried about their families, and very concerned because at this point we have been engaging with ArcelorMittal South Africa in Section 189 consultation on this issue. In fact, we had our most recent engagement on Monday. And that's when they communicated to us that even at that point, they still have not received any official confirmation from government, whether it's DTIC or any other arm of government, in relation to the plan and the issues that they have raised that will assist them to deal with their financial challenges. So this is why this is a deep worry for our members. At the same time, we are also raising the issue of SA Steel Mills. Workers at SA Steel Mills have been suffering. The company went into business rescue in September last year. And IDC is a shareholder at SA Steel Mills, just like it's a minority shareholder at ArcelorMittal South Africa. We are also coming here to raise the alarm on their behalf, because since it was placed under business rescue, this process has just been extended and extended and extended. In fact, just yesterday, the business rescue practitioner at SA Steel Mills asked for another postponement on the publication of the business rescue plan. That is deeply worrying for us as a union, because this process is going on, workers have not received a cent. They're not earning any income. They can't even claim from UIF. So we are coming here to IDC in the hope that the IDC will assist us both with the issue of SA Steel Mills, but on the issue of ArcelorMittal South Africa, we have been assured that someone from the Department of Trade and Industry will also receive that memorandum and deal with those specific issues that have been raised by AMSA on the issue of what is the plan to save those jobs and to prevent that long steel business from closing down.
Where are the processes as we speak right now, Phakamile? You're saying that you've been engaging with government under the Section 189 process. Also, the employer would be in that same room as well. Is there somewhat of an indication as to where these processes are right now? And you are going to be submitting also 2 memorandum of demands. Maybe also in the same breath, take us through what we can expect out of these 2 documents. Who are you expecting to receive these documents? Is it the Department of Employment and Labour, the DTIC, or even the IDC? Hence, we find you guys here.
So we've come to the IDC because the IDC, number one, has played a very meaningful role in funding for ArcelorMittal South Africa. They've done so in the past. However, we need to make it clear that it is not the IDC in this context of the long steel business. It is not the IDC that's dealing with this matter. That matter has been escalated to the Department of Trade and Industry. And as you know, various government departments have indicated their assistance. We've heard, for example, from the Department of Employment and Labour that has indicated that they would be willing to assist the company with the payment of the temporary employment, the relief scheme to pay salaries for a particular period. We welcome that. But what we are missing is that concrete plan which DTIC needs to deliver on the issues and the concerns that ArcelorMittal has raised around the environment in which it operates. It's spoken about the fact that the environment is hostile. It's spoken about the dumping of cheap steel on the market. It's spoken about challenges with Transnet and Eskom. For example, on the issue of Eskom, it wants a sort of reduced tariff so that it's not paying so much in electricity. So these are not things that NUMSA can solve. These are things that government needs to intervene on. We are hoping that DTIC will be here to receive the memorandum on the issue of ArcelorMittal, because by the 28th of February, we need an answer before the 28th of February, because if they do not come up with a plan before the 28th of February, AMSA is going to finalize its plans to close the long steel business.
Phakamile, really appreciate your time. Let's just wait and see what happens. It's still early in the day and the members have started arriving here, Ayanda. Most of those members, we did see buses. I'm going to step out of shot for my colleague Tabiso to show you what is happening. This is one of the buses that is coming from as far as the Vaal. We find them here today in Sandton at the IDC. Most of them would be members of NUMSA, workers of ArcelorMittal, workers of the SA Steel Mills. And what we can tell you as well here, Ayanda, is that there is a large police contingent outside the IDC. The Metro Police is here controlling traffic, but also at the same time you see the police on standby guarding this facility. If you can see behind me, most of them just here from early in the morning, but there are 2 memorandums that will be submitted as we go into the afternoon. Ayanda?
All right, Katlego is live to us there from Sandton.